Chitting takes over in left. That moves Michael Brantley to right. And Garrett Cole back to work on the mound, facing the number 9 and top of the order hitters for the Nats. And Victor Robles has singled and scored tonight. There are a few things that have happened tonight that nobody could have seen coming. Yuli Gurriel hadn't struck out this whole postseason, and he struck out on Max Scherzer's 112th pitch of the ballgame. Garrett Cole's only struck out 4, and he trails here in the top of the 7th inning.
Something that he hasn't experienced an awful lot of lately, going all the way back into March. Brian Presley loosening up for the Astros.
And no sooner do we give you that strikeout total than Cole adds to it. That's his 5th, and there's 1 away.
Well, his velocity's still there. He's got 96. That was a good slider that he struck out Robles with. Good tight spin down and away in a good spot.
One gone now for Trey Turner. Turner opened the ball game with the base hit, stole second, and stayed stranded there. He's gone hitless since, 1 for 3 tonight. You know, the problem for this one for the Astros really hasn't been Garrett Cole. You got to tip your cap to Juan Soto in the Nationals lineup. As you can see, the velo stays hot all night. The problem for Houston has been, and it started in the ALCS against the Yankees, Buck, the lineup just hasn't done the kind of damage that they need.
No, and that's been their strength all along. But as I mentioned, good pitching has really kind of neutralized that potent offense. And certainly they're going to face terrific pitching in this series. But when you look at their batting average as a team, they led the majors in batting average, OPS. They were a terrific offensive ball club, but they really beat up on those teams that weren't as loaded with pitchers.
The imbalance in the American League being what it was all year, with a lot of bottom feeders, teams in flat rebuild mode like the Tigers, the Orioles, the Royals.
They were 18-1 against the Mariners.
The Mariners, for sure, within their own division. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Trey Turner.
But you make a great point. I mean, it was really imbalanced in the American League. There were a few good teams and a whole bunch of mediocre teams. And like I said, they have veteran hitters. And when you go in there half-stepping with your pitching staff, Houston's going to put up some big numbers against you.
Take a look at these numbers against the bottom 5 AL team, that group we just mentioned. 37-7. They scored 6.5 runs a game. By way of comparison, in the last series against the Yankees, they scored fewer than 4 runs a game.
Yeah, they were 14-5 against the Angels. They were 11-8 against Oakland, 18-1 against Seattle, and 13-6 against the Texas Rangers. And they did some big damage. Lots of crooked numbers offensively when they played against those teams.
Turner battling. It's still 3-2, 1 out, bases empty. 5-2 Nats in the 7th. And he got him at 99 miles an hour, over 100 pitches into his night.
Yeah, man, he can do that because he has such a good delivery, and he was able to finish off that pitch. And you know he's got to be a little bit tired at this point of the ball game, but he still has that great delivery and good finish on his fastball, where he can locate it with that good velocity as he is pitching here in the 7th.
Two out, bases empty now for Adam Eaton, who has contributed a couple of singles, the last of which drove in a run. And that was the run that gave the Nats their first lead of the night. One they still hold. Eaton with a little pop up out to right for Michael Brantley, and it's a 1-2-3 7th for Garrett Cole. 7th inning stretch with the top of the order due up for the Astros. Springer, Altuve, and